Welcome to From the Editor with Larry Gordon, where newsmakers unpack the stories shaping the Jewish community.
Okay, hi, this is Between the Lines. That's the name of our show, right?
That's
what we
the
decided.
name.
That's what we decided a few days ago. It's
Well,
called Between the
actually, I'd
Lines.
like to shout out
Shout
Yochanan
out
Gordon,
to
Yochanan,
Yochanan coming up with the...
who came up with the name.
Okay, yeah, it's a good name, Between the Lines. It's a good name for a newspaper, and also try to transmit it as electronic media at the same time. We're really doing this today. It's Monday. What's today? Monday, January 26th, and we're really testing out some new equipment. As you can see, we're not sitting anywhere near snow. I'm sitting outside. Esther's inside.
Or near each other.
And I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but it is in the 80s here. It was 85 degrees earlier today when I checked. But it is getting cooler, so don't feel so jealous, if that's how you want to characterize it, because
That's for sure.
it is going down to the 60s in the next couple of days. Okay, I saw that in New York over the weekend. It's going to be like 2 or 3 or 4 or something along those lines. Anyway, so this is Between the Lines. I'm Larry Gordon, the publisher of the Five Towns Jewish Times. Esther Gordon is a partner on this broadcast and partner in life, generally speaking. And like so many other people around the world, we're doing a podcast, you know. Every time I watch the news and I see someone identified beneath their name, so something to the effect of the fact that they host a podcast that I never heard of. So anyway, we're trying to break into a different type of market. And that's why it's more concentrated. It's more of a qualitative market than a quantitative market. And we want to be able to reach people along the same lines that the newspaper reaches, which is, a good crowd that has influence and so on. So today was a historical day in Jewish life. Today was the 840th day since October 7th. You know that? Today,
Yes.
the body of Ron Gvili was recovered by the IDF, and brought back to his family for burial in Israel, in Eretz Yisrael. So 840 days it took. And also a comment from Nitzana Darshan Leitner, who we had on this podcast a few weeks ago, of the Israel Law Project. And she said that, don't think for a second that Hamas worked hard to recover the body as part of their commitment and their agreement with President Trump to stop the war. Hamas didn't make the effort. The effort was made by the Israeli forces. They had to make the effort. They weren't given any clues or any hints by Hamas, and that's how it's going to be going forward down the line. Even though
Did they
Trump,
mention where they found him?
actually, he was buried in a Palestinian cemetery. Actually, so
Really?
they must have had some leads of some sort. They must have had help from somebody, but they didn't have
Well,
help
that they
from.
paid off.
Yeah, I'm sure they were passing around a lot of money. They didn't have any help from official Hamas. Anyway, so it's important to note that it's 840 days since October 7th. And as we heard this morning from Rabbi Moshe Shiner, who spoke to the community down here, he's the rabbi of the Palm Beach synagogue. And he was saying that Ron Gvili was a police officer in the Israeli police, and he was on leave on October 7th because he had a separated shoulder, and he didn't have to go out and do what he did, but he put his uniform on, grabbed his gun, and went out to defend his community, his kibbutz, where he lived down in southern Israel. And he was killed that day. So he was killed on October 7th, and his body taken back to Gaza, where it was buried, like I said, in a Palestinian cemetery, in an Arab cemetery in Gaza, and returned on Monday, January 26th, to his family. And his mother said, I understand from what I heard from Rabbi Shiner, his mother said that Ron was the first one in to defend Israel, and the last one out. He was the last one, last of the 251 people that were taken hostage or captured, dead or alive, on that day. The good thing is that most of the hostages came out alive, but too many were returned not alive, and that was that's pretty much that's kind of the end of the story, in a way. Wouldn't you say?
Well, also, Rabbi Shauna mentioned that tomorrow is the 81st anniversary of
Liberation of
the
Auschwitz-Birkenau.
liberation of Auschwitz and the death march, and turn that around. It's 18 Chai.
Yeah, so 81 turn around becomes 18, and yeah, he mentioned that too.
Right.
And that is this is a little bit of a small tidbit of Jewish life, but it's also, I guess you could call it the essence of Jewish life. And Ron Gvili tells the story. He tells the story in his life. He tells that story in his death. And the rabbi pointed out that the community that he was defending with other men and women that lived in the community, they managed to defend the Hamas terrorists from getting in, and nobody was killed.
Nobody was killed.
So that's basically it. So I mean, the newspaper is going to be out in a couple of days, but this is going to be online, and we're going to post this, and we'll be back later in the week with another program.